Wait a minute, did Paz's girlfriend just call her handsome?
Holy shit. I'm gonna be a dad. Yeah.
Well, you better look out because the next thing you know, she's gonna be a dad. Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for the Walking Dead universe, and another video for the Walking Dead Daryl Dixon. This one's going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode. This is for Season 3, Episode 3, titled something something. I don't frickin' know. But anyway, another Spanish title. Okay, we're back with another Daryl Dixon episode, and, well, I will start the review with saying this. If you are somebody that thinks that this show is flawless, if you're someone that is just a Daryl Dixon simp that thinks that this is just perfect writing and you think that this is just top Walking Dead content of all time, you're definitely not going to like what I'm going to have to say here, okay? So, unless you can take it, right, I'm going to be honest here, I'm not going to be nice to this episode, and I'm going to warn you about that right now. For those that just think I'm a Walking Dead hater and I hate everything Walking Dead, well, you obviously haven't watched my channel for the last 9 years. I root for this show every single week, and they just gave me the worst episode of the season so far, okay? So, with that being said, I don't even know what to say about this episode, genuinely. I mean, I was going into it thinking, okay, it looks like kind of a slow episode based off of the promo. It looks like kind of a draggy episode, but hey, as long as the dialogue's good, as long as the story's alright, I can get into it, you know what I mean? I'm not tough to please. I was genuinely thinking, okay, maybe they give me some good dialogue, you know? Slow episode, I'm fine with that. Give me some good dialogue and I'll walk away happy. This dialogue is getting worse, and it's awful. I have so many things to go over, so many things to break down, I don't even know where to start. But we're going to start from the beginning. With one of the most asinine backwards crap I've ever seen in my life. The episode opens up with the next king of Spain, as he's walking through the town, and he's all pissed off, you know, he's like, you know, I'm like, you're not scary, dude. You're not scary at all. But anyway, he walks in, and he talks to Federico, and Federico basically, you know, kind of talks to him, and the guy's like, hey, listen, some of my men are dead, and one of them is missing. I'm like, wait, Daryl didn't get the other guy? What? Anyway, whatever. So anyway, he goes to him because of that, and then he's like, you will obey by my rules. And he's like, yeah, well, you know, I'm not, you know, I didn't get involved in that. I had nothing to do with that. And he's like, listen, if you don't follow what we do, we will leave your community and we will never come back and we will never steal another woman again. There are other towns, you know, with other girls. I'm like, bro, freaking leave then. What the hell is that supposed to be? Is that supposed to be a threat? Leave. Genuinely, get the hell out of there then. I didn't understand that dialogue at all. And I know some people may say, well, Dan, it's the way it works down there. It's a little different. You know what I mean? Yes, I understand that. But you're not going to convince me that that makes any sense. The main guy that's been taking your stuff just threatens to leave and never take any other women again. And you're supposed to just sit there and say, oh no, please don't. Why? Because he gives you a freaking tub full of, like, what? Like a little bit of supplies, you know what I'm saying? Hunt, you frickin' lazy bastards. Just hunt then. You know what I mean? Find your own stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, but I don't understand the logic of this next king of Spain. He just looks at him and straight up says, oh yeah, we will never come back. And there's other communities we could do this to, rather than you, with other girls. I'm like, okay, first of all, you sound like a simp. Second off, you sound absolutely ridiculous. And if I'm Federico, you know what I'd say to him? I would say, you know, like, see ya, you know what I'm saying? So, the dialogue made no sense, and the way the scene was scripted was awful. And then, what does Federico do? Looks at his hand. I'm like, what, you want a little sniff in there? Like, you know, like, what are you doing, dude? Seriously, like, the guy is not scary. He just threatened to leave you alone, as if that's a damn threat, and that's the opening scene of the episode. Awful. I was already like, okay, what? And you may wonder, okay, well, what else does the King of Spain do in this episode? Oh, he does nothing, guys. He just leaves. He just leaves. The big threat that they built up this whole season, he just leaves. Now, granted, next episode looks like there might actually be something that happens. But this episode, he just leaves. He just leaves. There's no consequences for Daryl killing his men. Well, I guess him leaving is the consequence, if you want to look at that as a consequence. I don't frickin' know. Anyway, we come back from the intro, and you've got Daryl and Carol, and they're staying inside this community, and basically you've got Daryl that goes out with the other guy from the one couple. You had Daryl that was just kind of sitting there like, staring at them while they were making out. I'm like, oh my god, listen, we get it. They love each other. Holy crap. Also, I'll never understand this. I honestly don't even really care. I just find it hilarious. Like, they talk about how this couple can't be together inside this town, right? That's why they got out the entire, last episode. But every time we see them in this town, they're like, I'm like, what the hell are we doing then? Like, apparently they're not allowed to be together. Apparently they're not allowed to. Well, then, why are they kissing every time we see them then? Isn't that supposed to be, like, against the rules or something? Is that why they keep hiding in a corner? Like, I don't know, y'all. I don't know, y'all. But anyway, they're kissing, and then Daryl finds this guy, and he's like, listen, I need help fixing a boat to get back to America. And I'm just thinking there in my head, I'm like, we know he's not getting back to America this season. They're already filming a season 4 in Spain. You know what I mean? So we know that doesn't happen. So what the hell is the point of this plot? You know what I mean? Like, seriously, even people that say that this show is amazing, can you seriously look at me in the eyes and tell me that we needed a plot of Daryl fixing a boat for the entirety of the episode? No, we did not. With a 7-episode season, we did not need an entire plot on that. You cannot tell me that advances the story. What, he's going to get the boat and sail off? We know he doesn't. You know what I'm saying? That could have been like 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes of him getting a boat, searching through boats, and saying, yep, this one will do. And then we move forward with the story of whatever next episode is. This episode is genuinely a filler. So he goes with this guy, right, to try to find a boat. And this is so stupid. He goes to this, lighthouse, basically. And you've got this, old woman with, long hair. She kind of looked like Carol, except, obviously different. But she had, the white hair and stuff like that. You had the guys that surrounded them. And then she's like, what do you guys want? And then Daryl's like, to get a boat, you know what I mean? And they bring them to the top of this lighthouse, and this woman's talking with them, basically, and she's like, yeah, you want to go back to America? Like, really, And she's like, well, guess what? I got a deal for you. I'm not going to help you unless the couple goes with you back to America. I would just look at this chick, and I'd be like, why? What relevance does this have? You know what I mean? Why do they have to come with me? You know what I mean? I don't understand that, but anyway, I guess the reason why they have to is because they want to get out of this town, because in this town they can't be a couple. I'm like, well, based off the way they're sitting next to each other in this town, I think they're doing just about damn fine on their own, you know what I'm saying? I think they're doing just fine. But I guess the couple's going to come with them to America now, so I don't know. And the old lady, now, okay, this threw me off too. She was talking with Daryl about this boat and all this other stuff, and then she randomly turns around and she kisses one of her guys. I was like, all right, they're together, I guess. And then she looks at the guy right next to her and she kisses him too. I was like, what? Like, who is this? I didn't know we had bachelors still in the frickin' apocalypse. I'll tell you that right now. Like, just the love and the romance. I mean, oh my god. Like, seriously, that's all it was. And then, I guess she's got her main guy and her side piece. I don't frickin' even know anymore. And then she talks with Daryl. And then they're trying to find a boat throughout the whole episode, and I was just bored. I was like, what are we doing? We're looking over old rusty boats. What are we doing? There's a few zombies that come out of the water, and then you get a fight scene with the zombies where Daryl picks up this weapon and starts doing this, you know what I mean? And I'm like, all right, listen, it doesn't feel like anything we haven't seen before, but I guess I'll give you A for effort. You gave us a zombie fight real quick, so fine. There's something right there. Finally, something I can compliment. That was all right, There's zombies in the water. Zombies come in through the vines and stuff. Fine. That's, whatever. Who cares? That's fine. But then you keep cutting back to the friggin' community, and all you have going on is, well, you got a few things. Carol that bonds with Antonio. They're watching old movies and all this stuff, and I was like, I don't care. Oh my god. Actually give me some plot progression here. What are we watching right now? And then you've got the one female from the couple. I'm forgetting her name as well, too. But that's how you know they're not interesting characters. Isabel, Kodra, and the rest, I knew their names right away because they were intriguing characters. I'm still forgetting the names of these characters. Certain characters at least. But yeah, anyway, you got this woman. She walks up to Carol, and then she's all upset and stuff like that, and she's not sure what to do. And Carol kind of reassures her and everything. And I was like, okay. And then more scenes where she's talking with Antonio, and we just keep cutting back to Daryl trying to find this boat, and then he finds one, and then I guess they're going to work on that one together, and then they drive back, and then Daryl talks about how he's in Ohio, where the Commonwealth is. Yeah, I'd really like to be there right now, and that's literally Daryl's plot, people. But yeah, you got this old grandma with her frickin' boyfriend and her frickin' side piece, and then you got Daryl looking over rusty boats, finding a boat and driving home. Like, that's literally all it was. And it was really pointless. Like, I actually wish I could have skipped this episode. There's nothing that happened. And then back at the town, you got frickin' all this other random Carol dialogue stuff going on. Nothing was compelling. Nothing was interesting. And then you get to one of my least favorite scenes of the episode. You get Paz, right? A character that I thought was going to be somewhat interesting this season. Well, so far, all we get from her is one scene this episode, and it's a scene with her naked in bed with her frickin', old, wife that she couldn't see for like 10 years. So you got them making out in bed basically for like 5 minutes, and they're sitting there talking about, this and that, and she's got this scar on her back, which I guess is kind of a plot development because it gives you an idea that maybe the King of Spain did something to her. Okay, fine, I'll give you a little brownie points there. But then she just looks at her, and her frickin', wife looks at her dead in the eyes, and she's just like, "You are so handsome." I was like, I thought we were done with this stuff with TV this year. Seriously, I thought we weren't going to have more belly material, you know what I mean? Like, what's she going to say to her next? I'm going to be a dad, Like, oh my god, man. What the hell is that dialogue? You're so handsome. Not only is that awful dialogue, but it's overdue on the romance. Why is there so much romance in a zombie apocalypse series? Seriously, you got the couple that's making out in the corner every 2 damn minutes. You got frickin' Paz and her girlfriend, her calling her handsome for some reason. How about beautiful? How about pretty? What the frig are you talking about handsome? And then, on top of all that, you've got this stupid stuff with this frickin' old grandma that's hooking up with these 2 guys. I was so just checked out of the episode by that point. I didn't even care what happened. And then, I guess for some reason, the King of Spain got mad and left. I think it was that interaction earlier in the episode. You just see them rolling out. And who's in the back of the damn vehicle when Carol sees that? The woman from the couple, Juliana or some crap like that. She's not important to me, I'll tell you that right now. That's why I don't remember her damn name. Maybe if she was a good character, I would remember. But she's just sitting in the back of the damn car. Carol sees this and she's like, "No!" I'm like, wait a minute, chick. Wasn't this what you were not trying to do? What about your lover that's out there with Daryl? Why are you going with these people? You're just raging war. I thought you didn't want to go with these people. I genuinely don't understand this writing. I don't understand what the frig is going on. I don't get it. It's honestly, it's hurting my brain every week watching this stuff. This better improve. I tell you one thing right now. We're about halfway through this season, and I found nothing but boredom. And with this episode, I'm going to tell you like it is. The first 2 episodes were boring, but they were passable. Oh, I can't even say for average TV this is passable. This is a stupid, slow slop of an episode that genuinely didn't do anything for the story. What? The King of Spain left? Good. That's not a friggin' problem for these people. Just find your own damn supplies. It's not like he was giving you this arsenal of it anyway. He was giving you a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, you can survive. I will survive. As the song says. Like, I will survive. Federico, he will survive. I don't, like... the girlfriend calling her handsome, the constant romance, Daryl looking for a boat, Carol just crying all episode, talking with Antonio, watching old rusty movies. What is there to like about this, people? Well, seriously, what on earth is going to be the excuse this week about how brilliant this episode was? I always see it, and I'm like, what is so brilliant about this show? What is so good about it? I don't understand it. It's ridiculous. It's absolute trash this week, you know? The last 2 episodes, at least there's things to like. This episode, I mean, I was so bored. And I was really, really trying. I was watching the episode. I was like, okay, it's a little boring right now, but let's see what they do. You know what I mean? Let's see maybe some compelling dialogue, you know, some interesting stuff. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Trash episode. I'm going to give this a damn 3. 3 out of 10. It was terrible, and I'm trying to be nice with a 3 out of 10. Because genuinely, what would I even give a 3 for? Like, Daryl kills zombies, and I guess the woman has scars on her back, which could, you know, solidify something. 3 out of 10? What else happened? Tell me, genuinely, what? Because tell me if I'm missing something. What on earth happened aside from that? The king left. The next king left. This is awful writing, and they better step it up. Listen, with the first 2 seasons, there was characters like Isabel, Caudron, stuff like that. I understood why the show was enjoyable, and to an extent, I liked it as well. Season 1, I loved, you know what I mean? Season 2, not as good, but, you know, it was fine. At least there was compelling characters, you know what I mean? Season 3, oh, I tell you what, if this is the reason why the network canceled them, I understand it. Genuinely, if this is why AMC said wrap it up, I completely backed their decision 150%. Awful episode. The last 2 were just awful episode, and I will stand by my statement. This was a trash episode. The worst Walking Dead episode I've seen this year, bar none. Anyway, post your comments down below. Let me know your guys' thoughts, and let me know what you guys think about episode 3 of Daryl Dixon. Did you think it was as trash as I thought it was, or did you think it was brilliant? Because I know, you know, the Walking Dead fandom, there's not many people left, but the people that are left, I know, are pretty accepting of basically anything they do. So, I know there's a lot of people that enjoy this. I thought this was trash, and I'm curious to get y'all's opinion on the episode. Bring on Gen V on Wednesday. I need a good TV show. So anyway, if you're new to the channel, guys, and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click subscribe so you don't miss any of the videos. Make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos very soon. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist beat. World gone mad, TV junkies hit a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a street fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.